So I begin by cutting two rectangles that are roughly 9" by about 12" of a heavy duty cotton material. It's actually pretty much like a lightweight canvas. Then you'll want to cut the straps. So I did those about 4", knowing that I'm going to fold it, and then went to about 21, 22". And it doesn't have to be exact. So I'm going to use some interfacing for both the strap and for the full rectangle bag pieces, and that'll just give it some extra stability here as it folds up, and also for the main bag pieces. So I'm using some Pellon Tailor interfacing, and that just irons on. So you'll fold the strap in half and press it, and then fold those smaller pieces in half again and press it. Then put everything together and press a final time before you go put it on your sewing machine and stitch it together. Then on your machine, just do some back stitching. I'm using a piecing foot, which will give me a perfect 1/4 of an inch stitch along the edge. And then you'll have your strap. Just clip your threads and pick which side looks the best and have that be your top. Take your two rectangular pieces, and you can see I have them right sides together, so you can see the Tailor interfacing, and then the right sides are here together. And pin it together. You're just going to stitch the 3 edges, so the outside, the base, and then the other side up along the edge. When you stitch that, be sure to backstitch at the beginning and end, and then when you get to a point, just keep your needle down, pull up your foot, and then lay that back down and keep going along on the other side. Then you're going to make some box corners, and the way to do that is to kind of push out the edge of your bag and create a little triangle. It's hard to do one-handed, so I might have to set my iPad down. Basically going to look like this. So when you have your triangle, you're going to pin it together and you're going to make a line. I use some disappearing ink and just stitch along that line. So that looks like this. Pinned together and ready to sew along that purple line that you're seeing from my disappearing ink. And you do that on both sides. Over here as well. And then stitch that on your machine. Be sure to back stitch at the beginning and the end. Now you're going to take it out and trim along that edge. See what that looks like trimmed. And now we're going to fold the top over about, a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch. Flip it once, press it, and then we'll flip it again. So you end up kind of with a roll. So there it is, flipped twice on itself, nice and sturdy. Press it together, and it'll keep it in place so you can stitch it. As you stitch, again, be sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end. I'm doing it at about 3/8 of an inch as my stitch marker because I had about a 1/2 inch pulled over. So there you have it. Just clip some of your threads. You're ready to turn it inside out, or right side out, I guess I should say. And now those box corners have given you a nice wide base at the bottom, so you can actually hold a lot of stuff in there. And we're just going to attach the straps now onto the sides. So you'll do those, just pin them along on the inside, and then we're going to do some heavy duty stitching on the outside. So I just run the strap under here, going forward, back stitching, and then coming across on a diagonal, going back and forth again, and then coming back on a diagonal. So it ends up looking like an hourglass once you have it all stitched. There you go, that's what that looks like. It just gives it a lot of extra reinforcement to keep those straps in place. The final step, I added some heat transfer vinyl on the front of mine, but in general you just have a simple, perfect little tote.